Howdy folks, and welcome back to life here in Ark Survival. So, been pretty busy the last few days of getting stuff done. I haven't had too much time to actually spend on Ark, but I have managed to get a lot done in the time I've been on. So we've no longer got our thatch hut on the beach. I've got rid of that now, with the help of a car and all that came walking through, but our main section of our base is now up and running, and as you can see, it's in two sections at the moment. So here's our first section, which is where we're going to do our craft room, store everything, preserve bins. This section here is going to be the kitchen with more storage upstairs. Our beds are currently upstairs. One of the guys from the old tribe has reset his tune, and there he is. He's decided to come over and join me, basically to help me do a lot of the underwater stuff. He wanted to come and help with that, and this is going to be our first barn section for taming or tamed animals. So we've got the ramps in, because our first ones are going to be Dodos, which will be starting soon. Got a preserve bin, a feeding trough down, so literally as we're getting berries we can actually start throwing them in here and they'll store a lot better. We've no fridges or anything like that to start doing the kibble store and the egg store and everything else. So I have managed to get myself to level 30 though, so we're on 30. Stats pretty much 200. Stamina, I've put a bit more in stamina. Weight is now at 230. I've got my movement speed now up to 106 and a bit of fortitude. Ingram points, I've pretty much followed the scale of, we've now got the cooking pot, we can now make a raft, stone structures I had before, forge, leather armor. I still haven't got the hat yet, that wasn't a priority, but I did get the other pieces of leather. Preserving, smithy tables, so we've got our metal hatchet, our metal pick, we've got a crossbow, we've now got a sickle, so at least we can get fibre in a lot better quantities than we could before by any stretch. And that's pretty much the layout, and all I've done is, now I've got the tools, is try and get the first 3 lines stored up of stock. There we go. Stone isn't the greatest, purely simply because we're building with it as we're going along. Got a bit of flint now of reserves. Metal, we're not too bad with metal. We've got a lot bit more to smelt, but we are using it like it's going out of fashion, obviously just repairing tools. Ammo, we've got some tranks, and we've got a tools box, and that's pretty much it. We've got our 3 mortar and pestles. The first one we are using to make narcotics. Second one we're putting spark powder, we're using for spark powder, and the third one will be gunpowder. So as we start getting spark powder surplus, we can actually start making some gunpowder ready for when we get the rifles. And quick look upstairs. Dilly. Actually, I want to leave you alone just in case I don't kill you one shot. So clothing, so pretty much what I was wearing before. Chitin stock, carotene, hide. Doing quite well for hide, obviously, because we're having to kill constantly and we don't have any pelts. And our single bed, I need to put another one in, so there's 2 of us. We're out doing an excursion. Oh, just noticed a bit of a glitch there. Don't know what that is. So we started putting the roof up, and I think what we'll do is one more block outwards, and we'll actually enclose this area in completely. so much better than they were when it was just the island. Oh, sorry, flash up there. If the developers are watching, it'd be good if the actual lightning occasionally had a chance of hitting you. As long as it's not me and it's someone else. So here's our pen. We've just gone too high at the moment, and we've put up a bit of a thatch wall. That's just to give a bit of hidden appearance for the animals that are in. Eventually we'll be expanding this barn out a lot more, so putting in a stone wall is just a waste of resource for us at the moment. We can't get a lot of stone until we get a dino. So that's pretty much where we're at the moment. Our next bit is I'm just going to go out and start berry picking and get a lot of mojo berries, because the first dinos we're going to tame is, as I've just said, will be the Dodos. And we're going to do it a ratio of 1 male to 4 females. That should keep us well stocked up for eggs as we start ramping up production. We need to get an RV Raptor, which also helps, and you'll see that as we go along. So that's pretty much, I'm going to leave that here. I'm going to go out berry picking, and we will pick up the video as we go and do our first time. So see you short. And welcome back, guys. So here we are. So we've got our narcotics, got our arrows, got meat. Ooh, berries. And we're going to go and see if we get our first Dodo. What are you? You are a male 80. A little bit low. I'm trying to get a little bit higher level than that. It's a good sign at least one Dodo over there. See Dodos in the distance. Once you've got your Dodos and these start laying eggs, that pretty much sets the cycle of your taming's going. This is pretty much your first. Ooh, female 135 you'll do. Not the most graceful way. Oh, come on. Try and knock you back this way a bit. knocked it unconscious, which is the first bit. Normally you can do this with trank arrows on the bigger dinos. Not really worth it on the littler ones. So we're going to put our berries on and our narcotics, and pretty much the unconscious meter is going to go down. We've got to keep that topped up, so if that gets to empty, the animal will awake. So our idea is to keep that topped up as much as possible while the taming bar below it fills up. While they're doing that, I'm going to go over here. Make sure if I don't, I'll be halfway through my tame and they'll come and jump. The best way to find these is literally just kite them, going backwards, and when they flare their head up, it is just step to the side, and the venom, whatever it is they spit at you, should miss you. This is pretty much it. Welcome to the life of taming. Don't die, make sure it's well fed, make sure it's still unconscious, and pretty much sit back and wait. Now, when you open the inventory of a Dodo, you'll see that the torpor level's going down, and that's its max torpor. In order to use the narcotics, or narco berries if you want to use that way, is just highlight the item and click remote use. Now the remote use pretty much is only used for force feeding the narcotics. If you try and force feed the food, all it'll do is just fill its food bar up and it won't tame. You will actually lose taming. There we go. Its unconscious is going up. These are actually quite quick tames. This one I think, I'll quickly check my... Now, I will put a link in the description below for the taming meter I use. It works really, really well. And pretty much all you have to do is put the dino in that you're trying to tame, the level of it, and it will give you what it requires to tame, kibble or vegetables or whatever it is. And it'll give you the stats, how long, what you could expect roughly for the level to come out at. And that is pretty much it. We just gotta keep on top, make sure it's well narcoticked. I'll just wait for that taming bar to go up. So I'm going to pause again here, guys. Let the taming bar get up a lot more, and I'll carry on from there. Hopefully it should be an uneventful tame. So see you short, guys. Bye. And welcome back. Well, not a lot's happened. It's just a case of we've been watching our Dodo here, which is almost finished taming. Just the other side of that Bronto, I can see a raptor running back and forth, so I'm hoping this hurries up. That would really miff me off if I spent 20 odd minutes here and all of a sudden at the last second that rat's comes down here. Come on. So as you can see, and there we are. I'm just going to quickly name it Q1. We'll give it a proper name after, just because I just want to pick it up. And there we go, we have our Dodo. Now it's just a case of getting it back to base, hopefully. out of many that we need to collect. We need... what is it for the raptor up there? Yeah, no laugh. Hopefully you'll see. Hopefully you'll see the village. We can sweep around the wall. So I've got a stego, so that gives a little bit of space. Dodo up. Away it goes. Now, something that I always do once I've actually got our Dodo and I'm just going to walk off. Why are you going to walk off? Is to actually set the Dodo to passive. Now that way if we're fighting anything outside or anything's aggressive, it should stay there. I mean, it's just going to walk down again. There we go. Hopefully it's not doing any damage to the walls. I don't think it is. Starting to get rather bloody. Looks like he's going to try and run for it. No, 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 no. You can't piss me off and then run off. Access inventory. Oh great, now I've glitched in it. Right, munch time. Plenty of prime meat off them. Oh wow, got a lot of them. unfortunate. Oh, well cooked. Two of them. So we can get the third. Charcoal over. We need to start making gunpowder, otherwise we're going to get over inundated there. But I haven't done its box yet, so. Come on, finish cooking. As you can see, guys, we're starting to get some meat stocks, and that's pretty much as soon as we can. We've got enough narcs. I'm going to see if I can get a dillo or dilo, whichever. You can go there, you can go. And then we can actually start collecting its eggs as well, which basically branches you off. So the Dodo gives us access to the Tronodons, Ikis, and I can't remember. And we're not going to be in the short term where we can actually start dealing with Rexes. So there we have it, guys. We've got our first tame, and we do need to give it a name. So we may just name that. Like I say, throw a comment in the section of suggestion of female names or males for the males, and we'll name them accordingly. Until next time, guys, take it easy, be safe, make sure you have fun with whatever you're playing, and I'll see you next time.